Good morning. I wanted to come and bring you some information about our school district. Our plans are to once a month do a video just to give you an update on some of the things that are happening within the school district. We have a lot of positive things that are happening. First thing I want to talk about is our response to COVID and a lot of the success that we've had. Over the last several weeks, we've seen declines, and actually last week we had no new cases and no new quarantines, which is an outstanding thing. What we found is the majority of any issues that we've had have originated outside of the school because of the extensive contact tracing we do. That's allowed us to be able to identify that. We're doing everything in our power to keep your children safe, which in turn keeps you safe at home, your parents, your grandparents, or whatever might be the case. It's a big shout out to our nursing staff, our teachers, our students for doing a great job. Lots of times people don't think about the students and all the work they're doing, but they're doing an outstanding job. All the increased workload on our teachers, it has increased exponentially, the things that they've had to do on top of teaching our students, which is always at the forefront of what we do. So I want to give an extra special shout out to them, and again, all of our nurses and our healthcare providers. Also, thank you to the parents for being understanding as we've had to change our schedule over the course of the year. I know you've had to navigate things like childcare and just the normal schedule and things that go along with life. So thank you so much for everything that you've done there. Your support is paramount to the success of our school district. So moving forward, we anticipate nothing more than the success that we've already had over the course of the year with COVID. Just know that as things change, we will come to you and make sure you have that information. But we're going to continue those very stringent policies and procedures we have to ensure the success of our school year and also the health of your children. The next thing I want to talk to you about is athletics. Athletics have gotten off to an outstanding start. It's been difficult because of just the different dynamics that are involved in athletics. Another large dynamic that's involved is whenever you start bringing in other school districts and you have to work with the things that they have going in their districts, because not all districts have the same protocols and plans as others. So that's why you see issues where some school districts, and I'm going to use football for example, have had to actually cancel games. We've had to do that some with our middle school and some of the school districts that we play in our athletics. We've been lucky to not have to do that from our standpoint. So again, that's just a testament back to all that work and preparation that goes into making sure and keeping your students safe. As we move through, we're to the end of football season and we're starting to look towards those fall sports and getting some of those sports kicked off. It's been like I said, it's been a great school year. Our coaches have done an outstanding job of working through all those. I know I keep referring back to those procedures and policies that are in place with COVID, but that's just so important. So they've done a great job of working through those, keeping the student athletes separated like they should, taking all the precautions. So it's a huge shout out to them as well. The next thing I want to speak to you about is the renovations that have happened. We're drawing to the end of our renovations that are as a result of the bond that you ladies and gentlemen supported so well. Again, I just want to remind you, our people in our district, the taxpayers, our parents, our grandparents, our business owners, thank you again for supporting that bond. Remember, that was a 93% passage rate, which is unheard of in the state. It's one of the top 5 passage rates that we've had in the state of Mississippi. So that's not just something people here notice, that's something that people across the entire state of Mississippi notice. I had several people reach out to me and say, how did y'all do that? And I said, well, we have an outstanding public that we represent. Our business owners, our parents, they understand and value education, and value the safety of their children and the facilities that you have, and all that ties directly back into the quality of education that they get here in the New Albany School District. Another piece of those renovations is the safety piece that obviously you remember was a large portion of the bond project. Cameras, we've installed hundreds of cameras. I believe it's around 200 or more cameras. across our school district to enhance and ensure safety. We also have installed multiple access points in which now employees have key badges that they use to enter and exit buildings. All that's tracked. We know exactly who comes and goes at what time. Keys are becoming a thing of the past with the technology that we're using. So, and as we continue to evolve, we're adding more and more of those access points across our school district. The goal of that is to limit traffic and funnel it through the areas that are the safest areas for our students and our parents. And coming back to something I was talking about earlier with COVID, I know that it's been difficult with us having limited access of parents and non-essential employees to our buildings. I apologize for that, but just being able to embrace Zoom and platforms that we use and parents to have meetings that way, that's not only has it helped us evolve, I feel like it's helped our city and our parents evolve in this process as we evolve through the issues that are associated with COVID. Just another quick reminder, we have progress reports coming up for the second 9 weeks very soon. So be sure and check your students' grades. Make sure and ask those students, your children, for their progress reports. Remember, every 4.5 weeks we have that progress report. And of course, it's followed by that report card. If your children are having issues, please reach out to the teacher. Please reach out to the administrator. We still have several students that are virtual students. Any of those students who are struggling academically, we're fixing to start having individual meetings with those parents and strongly suggest those students, if they don't have underlying health issues that directly keep them from being in a regular classroom, to come back. While virtual learning is an outstanding option, it's not the best option for every student. So, some students, the best option is to be in class. So, and while those students, we use that asynchronous platform to educate our students, which, to give you more detail, literally they're in the classroom virtually, interacting with the teachers, taking the same assessments, asking the questions in real time live while that's taking place. Again, that's just not the best scenario for all students. We do have a population of our students that are being very successful, and I appreciate them and I applaud their efforts and their parents. But again, we will very soon start having those meetings and plan on bringing those students back that are not doing what we're asking them to do. Basically, that's because their education is very important. Their safety is very important. But with the measures that we have, the success we're seeing with the lack of COVID issues, I don't want to jinx us, but with that lack of COVID issues that we're having, there's no reason for those students, if they don't have those underlying medical issues, to not be back in school. 2 more points that I want to talk to you about right quick is we're fixing to do our technology rollover, which what that means to you is every student pre-K through 12th grade will have an iPad. Again, all of our teachers have iPads. All of our teachers have MacBook Pros. We decided to make sure and enhance that laptop because of the capability, because of the amount of streaming that our teachers are using. It's important for us, it's essential to us as we increase the expectations from a technological standpoint for our teachers and our students, that we make sure and provide them with the equipment that's very necessary to ensure the operation of that more robust system that we're using. Within the next month, look for that rollover to take place. We're very excited about that. We're able to give our students the newest version of the iPad, which is outstanding. The timing of that, Mr. Garrett and the people that work with him have done an outstanding job of setting that up. So people don't realize how much work goes into that, and because that's one of those kind of behind the scenes things that when things go well, people they don't see the work that's involved in it and the work that it takes to make that be as successful and to go as well as it does. The last thing that I want to speak to you about is with the holidays coming up. I want to wish you happy holidays with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just make sure that over the course of that period of time that we're still making sure that we're doing all the things that we need to do to ensure that we don't have a spike in COVID issues in our school district, because that is, like I said earlier, several times we were very lucky because of the amount of success that we've had, but that can change. And when students and family members are in close contact and close quarters with other people, and they don't use some of those protections like the mask and things of that nature, they don't observe the 6 feet piece. And I understand with family members, I get it. But when you're not there, just make sure and observe those pieces that the CDC has put out to ensure the safety of everyone in our country, because we don't want to see a spike when we come back from school, come back to school from the holidays. So again, thank you very much for your time. We plan on doing this once a month, video newsletter instead of our written newsletter. Please be sure and follow us on all of our social media platforms. And remember, we're here for you and here for your children, and we understand the importance of you and our community in the success of our school district. Thank you.